Here is a breakdown of what is going on in the country with the National Guard. You can see where they are right now, cities in red for crime, and democratic cities in green for immigration support. A lot of what's happening right now is somebody saying, hey, why can't Trump just send the National Guard into Portland to protect our federal agents that are there? I want to explain a little bit that to you. What you see is you see President Donald Trump, and you also see governors of the states, and they both start at the top, and they work their way down to the National Guard elements. President Trump operates off what's called Title 10, and a governor would operate off what's called Title 32. And so I'm going to explain a little bit of what that means. I want to go back a slide here. What's happening right now is we're discussing President Trump being able to send National Guard troops to places that are Democrat-held, where the governor and mayor won't work with the president to bring in the National Guard. In that case, he's got to use Title 10. One of several provisions in Title 10 is the United States or any of the commonwealths or possessions is invaded or is in danger of invasion by foreign nations. So this whole idea of going to war against drug cartels is to build this case for attacking the ones that make it here in our country, and that's what that means. If you position this argument that we're being invaded by an organized crime ring, or cartels, or even other countries, now you've got Title 10 authority right now. What's happening is, like in the case in Portland, judges are ruling against the current administration's argument for that. So if we move on and show you that's where we don't have National Guard troops yet because of that, I'm going to show you right here. This is the amount of illegals in the country in these areas, but I'm going to circle a couple of places for you. I'm going to circle D.C. and Tennessee. So those are the two places that the National Guard is either already mobilized or about to be in D.C. It's easy because D.C. doesn't have a governor. It's a federal district. The president has that authority under Title 32. Title 32 says a governor can enact the National Guard. And so in Tennessee, what's happening is the Governor Lee there, along with his attorney general, is crafting an argument or has crafted an argument saying we are going to mobilize National Guard to support law enforcement. Now, the reason why this matters is that there are several pieces of legislation, but two that are most important. The Insurrection Act and the Posse Comitatus Act, those to regulate how even a governor or a president can use the National Guard, any military here at home for law enforcement purposes. It all goes back to the 10th Amendment that talks about, hey, if we don't give the federal government permission, it defaults to the states. And so what's happening in these two places is President Trump can more easily mobilize National Guard simply because the governor in Tennessee is a Republican and is on board. So he's using his Title 32, and the president has Title 32 of his own in D.C. And so the reason why that matters is we're fighting over the litigious nature of using the National Guard here at home. And in the meantime, the cities, we see ICE agents under attack. We see, bad actors that are illegal immigrants here doing bad things. President Trump is just trying to use the tools he has to protect Americans. And we want to talk about why that's important. Here's some examples of who is trying to protect Americans from an Operation Midway Blitz, which is what's going on in Chicago. This is without the National Guard. Yet you see some of the worst of the worst. You're convicted of rape, statutory rape, murder, rape, or sexual abuse. And we going down the line here. These are the kind of people that DHS and President Trump says they need to get in there and get off the street. We keep moving forward here. We've got anti-ICE riders facing federal charges in Chicago. So these are people that have attacked ICE. They're facing charges for physically attacking ICE. We move on from there. And we talk about what's going on in Portland, where a judge has blocked the National Guard for coming in there. I think it was the mayor or the governor there saying, oh, this is not happening here. If you come here, he's going to see peaceful people. There's no crime here. There's no violence. Here are 3 great examples caught on camera of people doing that. Federal charges for rioting against ICE, not protesting. And then I think that might be, yeah, we're back to square one. So the argument here is, yes, you do have to present legally how the president, United States, is going to use military troops here at home. He's got Title 10 at his disposal. When he has a governor that's willing to work with him, he's got Title 32. But there are challenges because we've passed laws in the creation of this country, and even in our Constitution, that say, hey, you can't just bring in troops against the United States people. Well, President Trump would say it's not against the United States. It's not against citizens. It's against non-citizens who have invaded our country. There's what the legality is, but we just showed you it's a real problem, and it's going to claim lives.